Hi everyone, my name is Fabiana and today I will be sharing my insights from Leila Takhani's TED Talk on nonverbal communication. So let's start. So basically her presentation is about the importance of nonverbal communication like body language, um, facial expressions, and overall just like tone of voice and how can they help you improve your verbal communication. I found her speech very impressive and informative, and she shared a lot of valuable tips and skills to be able to improve our verbal communication through our nonverbal communication. First of all, I thought that it was so clever the way that she started it because she started her presentation by talking on Italian because she's Italian, and not a lot of people understood her because they didn't speak Italian. But then she asked how many of them understood her just by looking at her hand movements because she was using her hands a lot. And a lot of people did because when I think about it, it is like so clever because she was using her hands a lot. And I don't speak Italian and I understood what she was saying because her words were aligning with her movements were aligning with her words, even if you don't speak the language. I tried to gather some of the most important and critical takeaways from Leila's talk on nonverbal communication. And yeah, I think overall it's just that nonverbal communication speaks louder than words. And she emphasized a lot of how our body language, our posture, our gestures, our eye contact, our facial expressions can, like, those simple things can significantly impact how our message is being received. So yeah, she also mentioned that she got some of her experience from having sore throats because when she used to have them, she would lose her voice. So she had to like learn how to use her hand a lot. So I think that's a little like simple and funny just fact about her. And yeah, so let's start with the most important technical aspects of nonverbal communications, which the first one is the look or the gaze, which is basically your eyes. I'm sure you have heard that our eyes are the windows of our souls, and that is true because you can tell you can tell what someone's thinking or feeling just by looking at their eyes. And Leila made the example that we can determine whether someone likes or find someone attractive or not by their eyes. Also, our gestures are very important, which is like our head, our hands, and our feet. And yeah, these are mostly linked to social or cultural context. Another important aspect is our posture, because how we position our bodies can convey confidence or insecurity. If you are doing your presentation and you're like not having, like, you don't have good posture, people are going to perceive you as an insecure person. So you have to be mindful of that. Another important aspect is clothing. Whether you believe it or not, physical aspects and your overall presence and state matters a lot. Even you don't want to, people will judge no matter what, and you can't control that, but it is better if you look presentable, of course. And also color codes exist, so you have to be mindful of that. For example, if you have to go to a funeral, you would not go with dressed with a pink dress because it would be disrespectful. Another important thing is personal space. Respecting or invading can have like significant implications. Another one is corporal contact. This is the fastest type of nonverbal communication, and it occurs when the distance between objects is abolished. There are four main occasions when this happens, which is aggressive behavior, affectionate relations, medical care in hospitals, and social interaction. And then Leila mentioned the four main functions of nonverbal communications, which are expressive communication, interpersonal communication, interaction communication, adjustment, and verbal communication. So, expressive communication. It shows our moods, our feelings. For example, the example that Layla had is that's why emojis were created, because when you're texting someone, you don't really know how they look, or you don't really know if they are feeling what they're saying, so this is why emojis are a great way of express yourself. It's the same way with our presentations, as well as interpersonal communication, which conveys hostility, friendship, anger, fear, confusion, for example, holding hands or hugging. Then interaction adjustment, which is keeping our body language under control. And then verbal communication, believe it or not, it's of course the most important one in my opinion, because obviously it adds the detail that the body language cannot express alone. So it's hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. You cannot have verbal communication without nonverbal communication, and you cannot have nonverbal communication without verbal communication. So you have to be able to balance those out. She also explained how body language varies across cultures. For example, like smiling or making a peace sign or raising our hands to express to calm down. This may be acceptable here, but in some other cultures it could be disrespectful. So it is important to understand cultural context and to just avoid appearing rude or cold-hearted. And just overall understanding and knowing your audience before doing your presentation. So now, how will I apply these skills? Well, after watching her presentation, I think that I noticed some mistakes that I've been having that I want to improve, and I identify several skills that I want to implement on my communication. First of all, I think that I will try and focus on maintaining better eye contact with my camera, because sometimes I get distracted and I just look over there or over there, and it may seem that I'm not paying the attention that it needs, but it's just that I get a little bit nervous, but I really want to improve that. Second, it would be to be more mindful of my gestures. Personally, I consider myself someone that moves her hand a lot when I talk, but I think that I need to learn more from her to start aligning my hand movements more to my words, because I may move my hands a lot, but they not necessarily they don't tell you nothing, because I'm just moving them, and sometimes that may create a distraction rather than helping me. So basically that. And now in conclusion, Leila Takani's TED Talk is a powerful reminder for all of us on how nonverbal communication plays a crucial role in effective public speaking. Her confidence, her body language, and her voice control make her an outstanding speaker. And I'm definitely very inspired by her, and I want to start implementing these techniques in my own presentations. And I hope that you guys also learn from her, so we can all start implementing these skills. So I hope you find these insights helpful, and thank you for listening.